In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the oil on a Q50. This is a 2014 model, but it's the same for most all of them. So the first thing that you want to do is to jack up the vehicle. And in this clip, you can see that I've jacked up the vehicle quite a bit, and I've slid under the stand. The reason why I want to do this is so that we can gain access to the bottom cover. As you will see further in the video, we do have to remove the bottom cover, unfortunately, in order to be able to change the oil. Otherwise, we will end up with oil in that cover, and it'll just lead to further mess down the road. So to start jacking the vehicle up, you want to basically locate the jack at the pinpoint location of where the car is supposed to be jacked up if you were on the side of a road and you had to change the tire. So this is the location. It's marked by 2 pins, and I will try to see if I can show you a picture of that area after I've lowered the vehicle. So that's where you would jack up the vehicle. You will insert the jack stand so that it is supporting underneath the main frame just behind the engine compartment, right next to the catalytic converter. So when we're doing the oil change, we do have to remove the bottom cover, because once you remove the oil filter from this window right here, what ends up happening is the oil starts dripping immediately, and even after the oil filter has been removed, it continues to drip from that area. And so the best thing to do is to remove this bottom cover, because once you get oil on this bottom cover, the oil sits in all these recessed areas, even though they have some drain holes, as you can see right here, but not all of that oil comes out. And so when you start driving with this cover on, you're going to have air that passes through, is going to push the oil further down and start creating more mess for you. So unfortunately, this window and the bottom cutout underneath that we have right here for the oil drain has been designed extremely poorly. And in order to remove the bottom cover, you're going to have to open up these bolts up in the front. Then there are 2 bolts on that side and on that side, and then one towards the back, and one in the middle. So now I'm going to just zoom in on the location on this side, and they are a mirror image of the other side. So we get underneath here, you can see the 2 bolts right here, and then there is the 3rd bolt there. So there's 3 on that side, and then we have a single bolt right there in the middle. When you do the oil change, keep in mind that this bottom cover will totally be removed, and you will not be accessing this port from where you can see the oil filter. However, when I was recording my video, I thought I could get away with not having to remove the bottom cover. So that is why in the next few clips, you will continue to see the bottom cover, and then I will show you how to do the things that I did through the to this port in particular. When you do the oil change, keep in mind that this bottom cover will totally be removed, and you will not be accessing this port from where you can see the oil filter. However, when I was recording my video, I thought I could get away with not. I've got the drain plug removed. So now what we're going to do is drop the vehicle down so that the oil can come out towards the drain plug. So we will just wait for the oil to stop draining, and then we will lift the car back up. So I wanted to show you a mod that we're going to do. We're not going to reinstall the drain plug that came on the vehicle. What we're going to do is we're going to take one of these Fumoto, if that's the right way of saying it. It is model number F103. Basically, these are a one-time screw-in drain valve. Once you've got this screwed in, you will basically remove the plastic clip, lift the lever arm, and then rotate to allow for oil to come out of this drain. And so let me bring it a little closer. So this is what this thing looks like. The F103 is the model that fits onto our car. So basically, once you're done draining it, flip the lever. This locks the valve close, and then you reinstall the pin over it, the clip. What this does is it prevents this lever from being pushed in so that it could be turned. So that's basically it. So once the oil stops draining, we're going to go ahead and install one of these things. I think it's like $20 on Amazon. I'll put a link in the video down below. Well worth your money. You won't have to ever grab a ratchet and a socket again.
We've got the drain plug installed.
Next time we do the oil change, we're simply going to go ahead and remove the plastic cover here that prevents the nib from turning, and we're going to lift the lever and turn it towards us, and then the oil will come out of here. Reach in over the torsion bar here and simply and as you can see, there is oil coming out of everywhere. This is a very poor design on their part. After seeing this, I really do think that this bottom cover should come off every single time that you do the oil change. There's no point in providing one of these windows if the oil is simply going to drain into the plastic cover. For the oil filter, we're going to go ahead and use the M1 110A. As you can see, this is the original. The original is a little shorter. The correct replacement part would be the M108A. The only difference between the M108 and the 110 is the 110 is a taller filter, so therefore it means it's got more filter material. So for the price of the same filter, I would just simply stick with the 110. Get you a little bit more, again, filter material to filter the oil, and it'll take a little bit more oil. So we're going to go ahead and get this oil filter installed. And here we've got the 110, the longer oil filter installed. And as you can see, looking upwards, there's tons of room. So there's really no need to have that small filter. Start. So we've gone ahead and added 5 1/8 quart. Actually, we did 5 quarts and 1/5 of a quart because we went with a longer oil filter. So we're just going to go ahead and now pull the dipstick out, clean it, reinstall it, and then check the fluid level. One of the things, another design aspect that sucks here is when you pull the dripstick out, the oil is very fluid. So what ends up happening is it starts dripping, and guess where it falls? Either falls on the belt or it starts falling on the cover, and then you get oil marks. Another thing that I'm not really too excited about the design of this Infiniti setup here. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this out. I'm gonna wipe it clean. Stick it back in. So we can see the oil is just below the top mark. I don't know if you can see in the video or not. It's literally just right there. And if I were to pull my thumb back, it's literally at that point. So 5 quarts and a fifth of another quart seems like just about the right amount of oil. So we're done with the oil change. I just went through the whole steps of resetting, thinking that I was recording, but it turns out I was not recording the video. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through the motions on showing you how you can reset the reminder for the oil and the oil filter change. And so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to the last screen, hit maintenance notes. We're gonna go to maintenance. We're gonna pick engine. From here, we're gonna pick the engine oil. I've set it to 7,500 miles this time. Usually I like to do it every 5,000 miles, and that's what I'm going to stick to. However, this car has been standing for the last 3 years, and I was forced to do my oil change at 47,500. So I'm going to take it to 55,000 miles before I change the oil again. And so I've set, so basically what you do is you set the mileage to what you want, and then you hit reset, and then it picks today's date. I'm not going to change the date because I'm not too concerned about it. I'll be putting in 5,000 miles before the end of the year, so we're just going to go by the mileage. We hit the back button, go to the oil filter, we do the same thing, we set the mileage, and then we hit the reset button, and then that changes the date today, and it changes the mileage to, miles left at 7,500. And so after 7,500 miles, we'll be reminded to do the oil change. So there's a lot of other reminders that are in here. One other thing that you should do right now is also do the tires. So you would come to tires, do tire rotation. We're going to set it at 7,500 miles. And then we're going to hit the reset button, and it brings the miles down to 0. So this way, when we do the next oil change, we'll do the tire rotation as well at that time. And that's basically it. We're going to hit the home button, and then this takes us to the main screen. And with that, we have now reset the reminder for maintenance.
This concludes our video. I hope that this material and information has been useful to you. If you have any questions, please ask down below, and I'll do my best to answer them in a timely fashion. Please help me out to take advantage of the YouTube algorithms by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you for watching.